1977, Migs shot down by UFO near Belgrade. The date was August 16, 1977 at 0140 hours. The location was near Belgrade Airport in Serbia. A commercial passenger jet had a frightening close encounter with the UFO. Eventually, the military sent 4 MiG fighters to deal with the UFO. Special thanks to one of our subscribers, Young Ian, who sent us this story. Thank you for your time and efforts. It was a routine night flight of a commercial airplane, Fokker 227, on that summer night. The Panadria Company, which was one of the main air transporters at that time on the Balkan. This happened at 1:40 a.m. on the 16th of August, 1977, when the plane took off from Zagreb, capital of Croatia Airport, flying to Belgrade's airport, capital of Serbia. And after that, the flight plan was to go to Podgorica Airport, the capital of Montenegro. The plane's captain was Dobroslav Jerba, with 2 co-pilots and a mechanic, Stanko Nalatilik. There were also 50 passengers on board. The flight was proceeding normally when a bright red and blue light joined the plane over Srem Mitrovica, which matched the speed and altitude of the plane and followed it to Belgrade's Sorchin Airport. According to witness statements, the light of the object was so strong that the shape of the object could not be discerned, assuming the object had a solid shape. When the passenger jet started to land, the UFO slowed down and stayed above the Sorchin Airport at an altitude of about 300 meters. After the landing of the plane, Captain Dobroslav Jerba and co-pilot Miljenko Bartalik left for flight control, while Stanko Nalatilik stayed with the plane due to the adjustment of instruments and the loading of goods and mail. Civilian and military controllers were in flight control, including Zlatko Varas, chief of Yugoslav flight control. Zlatko was called in the middle of the night because of the situation at Sorchin Airport. That object remained above the airport, while a group of people watched it with the naked eye from their balconies. The unknown craft now had a white light and was in some sort of haze. It was explained to the pilot and co-pilot of Panadria that the army was on standby and that the plane would be escorted to Podgorica. Soon the first F-86 intervention planes took off, passing by the UFO. They lost radio communications until the UFO was not visible on the radar. The Panadria plane received permission to take off towards Podgorica, while the object, which was above the airport the whole time, started to move with the plane, approaching it from the left side at the same speed and the same height as the Panadria's Fokker 227. Flight control requested a routine turn to the left when a collision with the UFO almost occurred, and the pilot almost did not correct the course in time to avoid the collision. After this incident, the UFO suddenly changed its direction towards Belgrade Airport Batajnica at a speed of 7,000 Kelvin per hour. The Yugoslav Air Force then sent 4 MiG-21s to intercept the UFO. The Panadria plane continued its flight towards Podgorica, while the 4 MiGs tried to intercept the UFO towards the Hungarian border. Unfortunately, there is not much information about what exactly happened during the UFO chase. The only thing known in the official story is that out of 4 MiGs, 2 were shot down, and one of the pilots lost his life. The death of the pilot was confirmed by Damir Bokunic, an employee at the Batajnica airport. The pilot's body was buried in Belgrade, and unfortunately, we still don't know his name. The Serbian Ministry of Defense has all the details and documents of this case, which they still do not want to publish, and those documents will continue to be a military secret until at least 2027, when the deadline for publishing the documents of the event itself expires. What happened to the 4 MiG-21s? It will be exactly 50 years from the event. Here is another interesting fact, which is that this case happened a few hours before the WOW signal. The unofficial story is that the MiGs that took part in the chase disappeared, that neither the pilots nor the remains of the aircrafts were ever found, and that the empty crates were buried in Belgrade. These are the words of a soldier who was serving at the time and had access to that information and does not want to give his identity. My take: there were not any known conventional aircraft at that time or even now that could look and act like this UFO. What do you think?
Don't forget to sign up for our Patreon page. Members get early access to videos, ad-free, and you can see content you can't see anywhere else.